Okay, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Now, fasten your seatbelts. Here we go. Good to see you guys. You came back. Well, I am delighted, and you are looking wonderful as usual. So we are going to get into the news tonight. There are no Q posts, so we are going to just jump right into the news. And I want to thank a few people before we get started. We've got 3 new Patreon supporters. Woohoo! David Bork, thank you very much. Steph, the Army vet. And Steph, I would imagine that you are an Army vet. And so thank you for your service from all of us, because I am sure that we all appreciate our military. So, and also Jennifer Chappelle. These are 3 new Patreon supporters, and I appreciate your confidence in me and the confidence in this channel. So I appreciate that support. No snail mail today, no coffee donations, but Latanya H sent me something via PayPal and said, Merry Christmas. So Merry Christmas to you, Latanya, and I appreciate it very, very much. So now we are going to dive right into the news. Well, diving into something doesn't sound real appealing to me right now because it's really cold out. And so I picture diving into the water, and that wouldn't be good here. I could assure you, if you dove in, you wouldn't be coming back out. All right. So let's just jump in, and it's in no particular order. But I do have some interesting things tonight. Convicted pedophile used in Mueller investigation indicted for funneling millions in illegal contributions to Hillary, DOJ says. Now, this is today's news, so doesn't get any hotter and fresher than that. You know, picture the Krispy Kreme donut sign, hot and fresh. And you know what happens to your car? When you're driving by Krispy Kreme and the hot and fresh sign comes on, your car just automatically turns in. You know how it is. I know you do. All right. We don't have Krispy Kreme up here, and it's actually, I'm still in mourning over that. But let's go on here. She's not hot and fresh. I'm just saying. George Nader, a convicted pedophile that special counsel Robert Mueller used in his Russia investigation, was indicted on Tuesday for allegedly concealing millions of dollars in illegal campaign contributions, and then in illegal campaign contributions to then Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. Oh, we're all surprised. The Justice Department refers only to an unidentified 2016 presidential candidate, as if we wouldn't be able to figure it out. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, the Justice Department refers only to an unidentified 2016 presidential candidate, but campaign finance records make clear that the candidate was Clinton, Politico reported. In a statement, the U.S. Department of Justice wrote, according to the indictment from March 2016 through January 2017, Khawaja conspired with Nader to conceal the source of more than $3.5 million in campaign contributions directed to political committees associated with the candidate for president of the United States in the 2016 election. By design, these contributions appeared to be in the names of Khawaja, his wife, and his company. In reality, they allegedly were funded by Nader. Khawaja and Nader allegedly made these contributions in an effort to gain influence with high-level political figures, including the candidate. As Khawaja and Nader arranged these payments, Nader allegedly reported to an official from a foreign government about his efforts to gain influence. And that's what it all was with Hillary Clinton. Anyway, it was all pay to play. You know, you pay me and then we get to play, in terms of garnering favor, political favors, and whatnot. So, and it's the whatnot that I'm the most concerned about. The indictment noted that political committees that The indictment noted that political committees that received funding unwittingly submitted false disclosure reports and were presumably victims of the plot, the Washington Post reported. Still, Clinton apparently attended numerous events, including small gatherings with Nader, who on July 19, 2016, messaged the foreign official a photograph of him with Candidate One's spouse, an apparent reference to Bill Clinton, at Khawaja's home. The Associated Press highlighted Nader's alleged criminal history in March 15th report. Oh no. Whenever I cough, it's very alarming to me. I might just stick one of these fisherman friends in my mouth. Now get your mind out of the gutter. All of you. All right, yes, I'm going to put one of these, and I know that it's probably annoying, but it's a whole lot less annoying than listening to me cough. All right, so the Associated Press highlighted Nader's alleged criminal history in March 15 report. Nader was convicted by Prague's municipal court of 10 cases of sexually abusing minors and sentenced to 1-year prison term in May 2003, said Marketa Pushi, the court spokeswoman. She said that the crimes occurred between 1999 and 2002. In one case, Nader requested oral sex from a 14-year-old in a room at the Hilton Hotel in Prague, Pushi said. After the boy refused, Nader masturbated in front of the boy and paid him 2,000 koruna, worth about $100 today, she said. Federalist co-founder Sean Davis noted in a tweet that Nader was a top Mueller source during the anti-Trump Russia probe, a pedophile and a child porn trafficker whom Mueller refused to arrest. Think about that. Yeah, this was one of his top sources, a pedophile and a child porn trafficker who he refused to arrest. I wonder why. Maybe because he needed him for the Mueller report. Law and Crime documented the allegations late last month, reporting Nader was arrested in New York City back in June for allegedly transporting visual depictions of minors engaged in sexually explicit conduct. The charges stem from evidence the FBI found when agents seized 3 of Nader's iPhones on an unrelated matter. In January 2018, according to court documents, the FBI allegedly found dozens of pornographic videos of boys on one of Nader's phones, as well as images depicting bestiality. These guys are sick, like really sick. Nader previously pleaded guilty to 1 count of transporting child pornography in 1991. Investigators found him at Dulles International Airport in January 2018 to talk to him about his work on Donald Trump's presidential campaign. They seized Nader's electronic devices. They said he allegedly possessed 12 videos showing minors in sex acts. They have gone on to say that videos depicted children as young as 3. And that some of the footage was sent from his phone to others. He was already fighting the allegation and has pleaded not guilty to the new charges on Friday. Notice how they're always not guilty. They never say, "Yep, it was me." Always not guilty. "I don't know how that pornography got on my phone. I have no idea. I have no idea that it was forwarded to other people. Somebody must have done that without my knowledge." It's always the same. Top Mueller source during the anti-Trump Russia probe, a pedophile and a child porn trafficker whom Mueller refused to arrest, was just indicted for running an illegal campaign contribution scheme in 2016 on Hillary Clinton's behalf. Well, there you go. Wow. Do you think that there'll ever come a day? Like, I ask myself this sometimes. Do you think there'll ever be a day when you don't open the newspaper or read somewhere that Hillary Clinton has been accused of doing something else? You know. And I know this isn't predominantly about her, but birds of a feather, right? All right. I don't even think she has feathers anymore. I think they've molted off. I think even the feathers were afraid of her. They just molted off. And I would too if I was a feather stuck to Hillary Clinton. I'd commit Harry Carey. All right, let's go on. Okay, let's look at this. I'm sure everybody's seen this by now. It embarrasses me that Justin Trudeau is representing Canada. It really does. Now, I consider myself American. I spent most of my adult life in America, and I will return to America. But, you know, I was born Canadian, and it's a little embarrassing to me. It's a lot embarrassing to me. Video, Justin Trudeau mocks President Trump with NATO leaders while the U.S. president is out of the room. This won't end well for boy blackface. And I thought it was absolutely priceless because Trump called him two-faced. And I think that's interesting because, you know, he's white, but he wears blackface. And it happened, I think, on 3 different occasions. So he can't just say, oh, it was a lapse of judgment 3 times. And it wasn't blackface, it was brownface. Really? Yeah, it's enough to make intelligent people laugh and laugh. Okay. Oh gosh, this won't end well. This is from yesterday. And he said he was late because he takes a 40-minute press conference off the top. During a little break at the NATO meetings in London, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau was seen mocking U.S. President Donald Trump with other world leaders while President Trump is out of the room. Yeah, because he would never say anything like that to his face. You know that. Little soy boy. Trudeau, who acts like a shy schoolgirl, yeah, in Trump's presence, mocked Trump to French President Macron, Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte, and Boris Johnson from the UK over drinks. Well, somebody might have had a little bit too much. This won't end well for boy blackface. It's brownface, darn it, brownface. Trudeau mocks Trump while he's out of the room like an annoying toddler in kindergarten. He behaves very differently when Trump is there, acting as if he is shy over an unrequited crush. Well, that wouldn't surprise me. You know, the crush part. Yeah. Oh, yes. And oh, we have to hear it. Absolutely, we have to hear it. Says, is that why you were late? Macron says, and he nods, and he says he was late because he takes a 40-minute press conference off the top. It's hard to hear a little bit like what he's saying. Oh, yeah, he announced. And then it's inaudible. You just watched his team's jaw drop to the floor. And that's it that they caught. But I just think that that's very interesting because he's yucking it up with them. And you know that these guys can't stand him. No, really. Like, there's videos of him going up to shake people's hands and them just walking away. Yeah. It's embarrassing. Please don't judge the rest of Canada by Justin Trudeau. Really. All right. Let's go back, just because we can. All right, now let's look at this, shall we? Of course we shall. Busted! Report says new connections between Clintons and Epstein are exposed. Again, this is fresh and hot news, just like the Krispy Kreme donuts. Probably doesn't taste as good, though. I'm just saying. A security professional in a meeting with the Daily Mail claimed that while he was working for Jeffrey Epstein at his New Mexico property, he was informed that the Clinton family remained there a few times Epstein made a cowboy-themed village complete with wooden walkways and a saloon and sleeping quarters that housed visitors. Jared Kellogg was employed to set up surveillance cameras around his property. He announced that the farm supervisor, Bryce Gordon, regularly bragged about the big-name sightings at the village, including the entire Clinton family. My contact was Bryce, Kellogg revealed to the Daily Mail. Their main concern was that there was no video surveillance on the property at all. I thought this was a simple request as they wanted surveillance to protect their investment. It's a huge site. However, as per Kellogg, Gordon mentioned more data about the visitors. But what was weird was that the whole time I was on site, Bryce would be bragging about how the Clintons would visit. The whole family, not just Bill, but Bill, his wife, their kid, and they would stay on the ranch itself. Kellogg likewise detailed that he was intensely supervised and kept out of specific regions while doing his job. Gee, I can't imagine why. My access was very controlled. During the site walk, it was dictated where I could and couldn't go. There were certain facilities I wasn't allowed to go in, which was odd as they were boarded up and they looked like they could have big parties in them, but I didn't think much of it. The Clintons earlier have denied that they ever went to the New Mexico property held by billionaire sex trafficker. Take a look at Bill Clinton's statement regarding this. President Clinton knows nothing about the terrible crimes Jeffrey Epstein pleaded guilty to in Florida some years ago, or those with which he has been recently charged in New York. In 2002 and 2003, President Clinton took a total of 4 trips on Jeffrey Epstein's airplane. Not true. Way more. 1 to Europe, 1 to Asia, and 2 to Africa, which included stops in connection with the work of the Clinton Foundation. Yeah, trafficking. Staff, supporters of the foundation and his Secret Service detail traveled on every leg of every trip. He had one meeting with Epstein in his Harlem office in 2002, and around the same time made one brief visit to Epstein's New York apartment with a staff member and his security detail. He has not spoken to Epstein in well over a decade and has never been to Little St. James Island, Epstein's ranch in New Mexico, or his residence in Florida. He lies. He lies so fluently. Since Epstein is gone, is he? Nobody knows. All I know is he didn't kill himself. Since Epstein is gone, we may never discover the reality. I hope where all that camera film from his numerous properties is, or I wonder where all that camera film from his numerous properties is. Oh, I think it'll turn up again. Yeah. Did anybody destroy that just to protect Bill Clinton? Well, probably. They would do anything just to cover up their dirty hands. Yes, they would. And we're seeing more and more and more of that. And by the way, I did not watch the proceedings today. I couldn't. After seeing the circus that preceded it, I just couldn't watch it. But I have, I have got the highlights, if you'd call them that. I would think probably a better word for that is lowlights. All right, let's go back here. Now, let's look at this, which I think is absolutely disgusting. Sheila Jackson Lee chuckles as witness makes fun of Barron Trump. I don't agree with that. I don't think she was making fun of Barron Trump. I think she was using Barron Trump to make fun of Trump. But we'll take a look at this. Maybe Democrats are auditioning for Saturday Night Live. Most Americans probably already realize that the Democrats' impeachment effort unfolding on Capitol Hill is a farce. But it took a witness called by the Democrats on Wednesday to prove just how malicious that farce really is. Malicious enough to drag a 13-year-old into the proceedings for the sole purpose of making fun of the boy's name. And malicious enough to have one of the most liberal members of Congress chuckle openly at the remark. The moment came Wednesday when Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, the Texas Democrat known for her radical left-wing politics, asked Stanford law professor Pamela Karlan to expound on the difference between kings and the founders that the founders were afraid of and the president's conduct today. So she asked this this so-called expert, what is the difference between kings and the founders of today? And this is how she answered. So we're going to listen to this.
What comparisons, Professor Carlin, can we make between... Professor Gerhardt said, if what we are talking about today is not impeachable, then nothing is impeachable. I'm reminded of my time on the House Judiciary Committee during the 1990s impeachment, and as well, a number of federal judges. I was guided then not only by the facts, but by the Constitution and the duty to serve this nation on the strength of the record before us.
Wait.
It is, quote, wafer thin, and can you remark on the strength of the record before us?
That's not the part.
September by the president. Because what you're really doing is you're drawing inferences here.
I'm trying to find the part where...
What comparisons, Professor Carlin, can we make between kings
there it is.
that the framers were afraid of and the president's conduct today?
So kings could do no wrong because the king's word was law. And contrary to what President Trump has said, Article 2 does not give him the power to do anything he wants. And I'll just give you one example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son Baron, he can't make him a baron.
Thank you. The founding father, George Mason, asked, shall any man be above justice?
So that is what the big kerfluffle is, because why would she even bring his name into it? The boy is 13 years old. He's a minor. And let me tell you, Melania was not happy. She tweeted out a tweet that was, it was very much Melania. I mean, I just can't see Melania being vicious, but it was, yeah, you don't mess with a woman's child. You don't. So anyway, Carlin's response was simply juvenile. I'll give you one example that shows you the difference between him and a king, which is the Constitution says there can be no titles of nobility. So while the president can name his son baron, he can't make him a baron. The jibe drew audible laughter from the audience and an obvious chuckle from Jackson Lee, but Trump supporters, along with decent Americans everywhere, were definitely not laughing. Trump's re-election team came out swinging with a Twitter statement decrying the remark, as they should. Only in the minds of crazed liberals is it funny to drag a 13-year-old child into the impeachment nonsense. The statement by Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany began, Pamela Karen thought she was being clever and going for laughs, but she instead reinforced for all Americans that Democrats have no boundaries when it comes to their hatred for President Trump. And that is the truth. McKinney noted that some in the mainstream media have tried to protect Hunter Biden, the 49-year-old son of former Vice President Joe Biden, but the same courtesy is not extended to the adolescent offspring of the president. Hunter Biden is supposedly off limits, according to the liberals, but a 13-year-old boy is fair game, she wrote. Disgusting. Liberals tried to counter on social media that Trump and conservatives had made sarcastic or disparaging remarks about 16-year-old climate activist Greta Thunberg, but there really is no comparison. Thunberg has gone to extraordinary lengths to put herself in the public eye, literally across the Atlantic Ocean. Barron Trump is simply living with the name his parents gave him. So, yeah. And this person said, the minute she used that, they lost. If that's the kind of argument Democrats are marshaling to impeach the president of the United States and overturn the results of the 2016 election, it's a good bet they really did lose. Most Americans understand that attacking children for political gain is wrong. Most Americans know an impeachment process is not an episode of Saturday Night Live where cheap shots against the president in search of cheap laughs are the coin of the realm. And most Americans, thank the Lord, are brighter than Sheila Jackson Lee. Yes. Isn't that the one that has the pedophile ring? Pretty sure it is. Alrighty. Let's go back. No, really. Let's. Okay. Oh, yes, yes, yes. This is good news. Well, I think it is. Alrighty. Grassley refers false Kavanaugh accuser to FBI for prosecution. Oh, wait. This is from November 10th. This is old. Why am I only hearing about this now? Did you guys know about this? Am I the only one? I might be. Anyway, I guess it's old news now. So let's forego it in favor of a little bit, newsier news. I like my news new news. Okay, Baltimore mayor warns of a body-snatching white van targeting young girls to sell their organs. Now, this is new news because it's today's news. Seriously, WTF. We tend to report on how Baltimore City's socioeconomic crisis is sending the region into a collapse. Now there's a new report that appears to be literally from a third world country. Baltimore's Mayor Bernard C. Jack Young warned in an interview this week with WBAL News' Vanessa Herring that a white van has been running around the city targeting young girls for their organs, reported the Baltimore Sun. We're getting reports of somebody in a white van trying to snatch up young girls for human trafficking and for selling body parts, I'm told. So we have to be careful because there's so much evil going on, not just in the city of Baltimore, but around the country, Young said. It's all over Facebook. So, yeah, and says police spokesman Matt Jablow told The Sun that the department is aware of the posts on social media, but we do not have any reports of actual incidents. For all my female family and friends, please be careful wherever you go. Vans are cutting people off. They are using women as decoys, asking for help. If you think someone is actually in danger, call the police. Don't try to help alone. People are in Baltimore, Bowie, and the surrounding areas attempting to traffic women and children. If you are out by yourself and you return to your car and notice a white van or a black Escalade parked beside you, go back into the store and... Oh. It says, go to a busy area and call the police. These people are persistent and are using whatever tactics they can to traffic women, children, even offering an invitation to church. I want to keep all my family and friends safe. Please be careful, everyone. Well, that's good advice. And, that wouldn't be the first time I've heard about this white van. Now they're trying to make it seem like, oh yeah, this was just a joke and people were putting it all over social media. I don't think so, because I was hearing about it in a different area and it was somewhere up in the northern states, but I can't remember where it was now. But they were making the same assertion that there had been attempts. So I don't know, but you know what? Be cautious. If you are in Baltimore or really any area, be cautious. Like I'm always cautious about, and it's not so bad up here, but when I lived in, U.S. cities and, when I was single, I always made sure I don't park beside vans that have dark windows or anything like that. I'm very, very cautious about things like that. And you have to be, unfortunately. It used to be if people that did things like that and were always looking in their back seat, you'd call them paranoid. I don't think that's paranoid anymore. There's a real threat there, unfortunately. So stay safe, especially you women, but doesn't just apply to women either these days. So there you go. Devils in action. People be careful and watch your surroundings in Baltimore. White van up to no good. Devils in action. Yeah. WBAL asked the FBI's Baltimore field office about any reports of abductions in the city, and they responded by indicating no reports have yet been filed. A spokesman for the mayor said Young was discussing a general problem of human trafficking in the city, not a specific incident. Councilman Christopher Burnett, the co-chair of the Baltimore City Human Trafficking Collaborative, said, while it's important that we do raise awareness about human trafficking, I would note that rarely are people snatched, as you may see in film or may see on social media. That's not true. That is not true. Young's latest claim of a body snatching van comes after a news conference last month, which he said, I'm worried about people pulling up in vans, snatching young girls to take their organs or sell them into prostitution. Like, as if that doesn't happen. It does happen. Now, I don't know about the organs part, but I know that that's a big, big, big business now. And I had no idea that it was as big as it is. It's horrifying. Well, look at what they're doing in China. All right, so here we go, back again. And oh, yes. Now, this is a little bit old. It's from November 29th, but I've been meaning to get to this like forever. Well, obviously not forever, but since November 29th. Anyway, Brazil's president claims Dicaprio paid for Amazon fires. Jair Bolsonaro falsely accuses actor of funding deliberate destruction of rainforest. Brazil's president has falsely accused the actor and environmentalist Leonardo DiCaprio of bankrolling the deliberate incineration of the Amazon rainforest. Jair Bolsonaro, a populist nationalist who has vowed to drive environmental NGOs from Brazil, made the claim on Friday, reportedly telling supporters, this Leonardo DiCaprio's a cool guy, isn't he? Giving money for the Amazon to be torched. The spurious accusation, for which Brazil's president offered no proof, came 24 hours after Bolsonaro made a similarly unsubstantiated claim in a Facebook Live broadcast. Leonardo DiCaprio, damn it, you're collaborating with the burning of the Amazon, Bolsonaro declared, accusing the actor of being part of an international campaign against Brazil. Bolsonaro's unsubstantiated allegations relate to the controversial arrest on Tuesday of 4 volunteer firefighters whom local police accused, also apparently without evidence, of setting fire to the forest in order to boost fundraising efforts for an international NGO. The firefighters were released on Thursday amid widespread public outrage at their treatment and questions over the police investigation. On Thursday, Bolsonaro's politician's son Eduardo claimed on Twitter that DiCaprio had donated $300,000 or £230,000 to the NGO that set fire to the Amazon, and accused the conservation group WWF of paying the NGO about $13,000 for photographs of the burning forest. WWF's Brazil office rejected those claims. WWF Brazil rejects the attacks on its partners and the lies involving its name, including a series of lie-based social media attacks, such as the purchase of photographs linked to a donation from the actor Leonardo DiCaprio, it said in a statement. In August, as huge fires swept through the Amazon region, sparking an international crisis, DiCaprio pledged $5 million to help protect Brazil's rainforests. Bolsonaro, who took office in January, had repeatedly expressed animosity toward environmental campaigners, NGOs, and foreign leaders who have spoken out in defense of the Amazon and criticized his stance on the environment. During a visit to the region in 2018, Bolsonaro told The Guardian, this cowardly business of international NGOs like WWF and so many others from England sticking their noses into Brazil is going to end. This tomfoolery stops right here. Bolsonaro's attack on the Hollywood actor sparked ridicule and anger among opposition politicians and activists. How desperate, tweeted Randolph Rodriguez, a senator from the Amazon state of Amapá. our negligent and incompetent president, responsible for an environment dismantling unprecedented in our country, wants to blame Dicaprio but won't blame his own administration, which is incapable of taking a single step without destroying something. Now, you know, in his defense, the Brazilian president, in his defense, look at what the NGOs did to Haiti. Is it any wonder he doesn't want them there? Really? They bring more destruction than any help. It's usually a big, you know, money laundering scheme. People donate. Where does the money go? There's no accountability. So I don't blame him for that. Ian Valente, an opposition congressman, tweeted, Bolsonaro's delirium knows no bounds, accusing Leonardo DiCaprio of paying for the Amazon to be torched is pathetic, but their deliberate lies are also revealing. One Brazilian created a webpage to attribute blame for the South American country's various ills to a cast of Hollywood stars. In it, Tom Hanks was blamed for Brazil's high taxes, Penelope Cruz for unemployment, Daniel Radcliffe for impunity, Johnny Depp for deforestation, and Kate Winslet for its education crisis. Harrison Ford found himself charged with responsibility for Brazil's Kafkaesque bureaucracy, while the government debt was the fault of Adam Sandler. Now, the thing is, who knows? We certainly know that Hollywood is tied into some very nefarious things for no good reason. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this? Do you think that there's any credence to this at all? I don't know. There's usually some truth in every lie. So I don't know. I'll let you guys decide, because I'm unsure, but maybe some of you have relatives or like family or whatever, friends in Brazil, and you know. I would love to hear it, and I think we all would. So please put it in the comments below. Bring it to my attention somehow, because I really want to know. Anyway, let's move on from that. And let's see what else. Now, some of this, we're getting into some older stuff now. And I'm sure you heard this. See, some of this I have carried over from programs that I haven't gotten to. And so it's getting old now. And this, of course, is getting old. But Joe Biden claims he has spent a lot of time with Kim Jong-un. That is false. Biden and Kim Jong-un have never met. So I don't know if he's purposefully lying, or if he's just like forgetting, or he's working on his insanity plea. I don't know, but let's listen here.
You're going to have to assume that position the moment they're like sworn in on January the 20th, and know the rest of the world knows that person, in this case me, and that I know them. Putin has no illusions about whether I know him or not. Kim Jong-un has no person that I know him or not. The same with the president of China, Xi Jinping. Spent a lot of time with these folks. They know. That training. You're going to have to assume that.
So he spent a lot of time with Kim Jong-un. Never met the guy. There you go. I think that he's a little bit cuckoo. You know, that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinion. All right. Now, oh, yes. Now, this is a little bit old too, but we got to get to it, because it's another one of those things I keep pushing off. All right. Huge Strzok Page texts were not unearthed by sharp FBI investigative work. Strzok's angry and scorned wife turned him in after finding texts on his phone. Well. Good for her. But this is from November 29th, and you maybe already heard this, but I did want to make sure that you see this because, oh, look at that. Oh my, the reason corrupt FBI agent Peter Strzok was caught texting his lover in the FBI, Lisa Page, was not due to incredible investigative work. The reason was the oldest explanation in the book, his jealous and scorned wife. We are only now finding out how Peter Strzok got caught texting his mistress, Lisa Page, at the FBI. He was outed by his wife. This is Stephen McIntyre, and he says, turns out that combined resources of Mueller investigation and FBI did not identify the problematic Strzok Page text. It had the most old-fashioned explanation of all, Strzok's wife. Yeah. Can't blame her, can you? So that is all there is to that. And I think a lot of this stuff I have pulled over from past, and a lot of it is getting a little bit old. So I think there's did you hear about this? Some of them are getting so old that I'm going to have to just get rid of them, start fresh. But I end up collecting so much stuff that I can't use because, you know, there's only so much time. Anyway, world's first human composting facility is coming to Seattle in 2021. Yes, human composting, the composting of humans. The revolutionary system converts human remains into soil as an alternative to creation or burial. There you have it, human composting. Could you imagine going into a store and buying a bag of that? Yeah, I'd like some human compost, please. I'd like to have dead people all over my garden. Interesting, or not. And let me just make sure that there's nothing that there is a good, I'll leave it in the links, but I'm not going to go out to it because it is a graphic. It says graphic warning, FBI interviews alleged boy rape victim of Bill Clinton, chilling details of sex assaults, satanic rituals on yacht video. I'm going to leave this in the links that I upload to Patreon, my notes, but I'm not going to go out to it because, first of all, I would get kicked off YouTube, and that'll probably happen over the next while anyway. I have got myself set up on BitChute. I haven't uploaded anything there yet, but that is on my list for tomorrow to start uploading at least my most recent videos to BitChute. So if for any reason you come and the channel's gone, that's where I am. I'm on BitChute. And if you go to BitChute, BITCHUTE, if you go there, just look for, I'm under Deception Bites. So that is where I'll be. Of course, I do have an alternate channel on here, but I'm wondering if they take down this channel, they'll probably take down that channel. But who knows? Nobody really knows what's going to happen. So I'm kind of riding it out because so far I've been able to, stay out of the purges, but one never knows. All right. Now, this is another very interesting article, and I'm going to leave the link to this, but I'm not going to go out to it. It is the complete list of Clinton associates who allegedly died mysterious or committed suicide. Yeah. And this is also interesting in terms of research and so forth. Now, it is, what this is it's a secret list of Illuminati satanic commandments leaked. So, I'm kind of hesitant to even get into this, but I'm going to leave the link to this up as well. All right. I'm not going to go out to it, but I am going to leave the link there. I'm trying to clean up some of this stuff. Of course, this families stay alert, MS-13 thugs, now clean cut and no tattoos. So they're reporting now that the latest thing is for the MS-13 gangs to be clean cut with no tattoos. And clean cut, clean spoken, no tattoos, because of course, you know, you can tell MS-13 by all the tattoos and their gang stuff and the way they talk. But now they are avoiding that to they're getting rid of that so that they're not as easy to detect. So that is something that is quite alarming. And I'm not sure what this is. So let me go take a look at this. This is a night where we're, yes, I wanted to get to this, where we're cleaning up some stuff because I want to, I don't know, who knows what tomorrow's going to bring, but I really want to start fresh and get some of this old news out of the way. But this is very interesting. Biden's son's funeral. This is very disturbing behavior. Who grabs their nephew like this at their father's funeral? So let's take a look at this. Hunter Biden stands next to Holly at Beau's 2015 funeral. So this is Holly, and that is the wife of the brother that died. Beau is his name. All right. So this is his brother's funeral, and look at Biden kissing her this way, and look at the look that, now these are both of Beau's, Hunter's brother, Biden's son. These are his kids, and this is his wife, whom Hunter moved in on right after his death. So look at him, and look at the look he's giving him. That says it all to me. And look at this. Now, this is the boy that was giving that look. So obviously he was giving that look for a reason, because he knows what Biden's about. Practicing your chokehold, Biden. Who does that to a child? Really? He's kissing him, but it's like he's forcing him. Like, hello? Yeah, so there you go. I thought that was very, very telling, if you ask me. All right. Now, I think that's it. I think that is it for tonight. I know it's been a little shorter video than usual. It's kind of been a slow day in some senses of the word. And so tomorrow, if it's not a better news day, although there were several things in the news today, but just not as much as usual. Usually there's so much stuff that, I mean, you just can't even begin to use it all. But who knows what tomorrow will bring. But I'll be back tomorrow with or without news. So if there isn't a lot of news, maybe I'll get into some other things and do a one subject per video, like a video on just one subject. So anyway, I will be back tomorrow, and that is it for tonight. So you guys stay safe, stay well, stay blessed, and that's right, keep seeking truth. Why? Because who wants to believe in a lie? Epstein didn't kill himself.